Previously on Duke City Championship Wrestling. It was a race to victory as Charlie 50 found himself across the ring from Valak Vile in the all-fast MVD 5-minute challenge for the evening. There was clearly no love lost between these competitors, and the immediacy of the 5-minute challenge left no time to waste as they visited pain on one another in short order. The charismatic conjurer evoked a series of clotheslines, and after literally stopping the clock via unknown means, uncorked the poof stick, followed up by the Valak Vile driver to secure victory. In our main event, MAGA Chewy Martinez made his way to the ring to face the pig-masked peril known as Sin Bodhi. Sin Bodhi would be pulling double duty in a heavyweight championship match later in the evening, so he had his work cut out for him in the form of the MAGA Mountain of Amarillo. There was no vector of punishment he was avoidant of visiting upon his reactionary rival, and it was MAGA Chewy's extremities that would end up paying the price. It would take more than a painful gnawing to keep Chewy down, however, and he was only too happy to repay the violence he had experienced in kind. But an unexpected appearance from the NWA's Bryan Idol would cut things short, as Sin Bodhi would take advantage of a self-inflicted Chewy chokeslam to claim the confusing victory.
My name is Amelia Plum with Duke City Championship Wrestling. I'm here about to interview with Thunder. How are you doing tonight, Thunder?
How do you think I'm doing?
It looks like you're ready for your big match tonight.
Pretty boy Bryan Idol coming to Duke City Championship Wrestling. I guess you picked the wrong month to come and face Thunder. You see, I'm in a foul mood since August 31st. Hobo Hank had no chance. I had him down for 10 counts. And Matthew Robles screwed me. And now he puts Bryan Idol in my way. So tonight, Bryan Idol, I know, Wrenchy, I know, you're still champion, I'm not. I get it, I understand. Pretty boy Bryan Idol, tonight, you will feel the thunder.
Thank you so much, Thunder. We're looking forward to that big match.
Hello and welcome, everybody. It is time for another exciting episode of Duke City Championship Wrestling. I am Dr. Fernando Gonzalez, the excellence of elocution, and to my right is the one and only mayor of downtown, Chris Burnett. Now, Chris, what are we watching right now?
Well, we're watching the third season of Duke City Championship Wrestling. We have, as ring announcer Adam Merrick says, Bryan Idol from the NWA Emissary. Tonight he's fighting Thunder, coming off of his loss as the first Duke City Championship Wrestling champion.
That's
what a
right.
mouthful.
Yeah, Duke City Championship Wrestling champion. That really is quite the moniker. And as you see, the looks to kill. In our previous episode, he made an unexpected appearance during the match. And we're still kind of not sure about the repercussions of what exactly that was.
No.
But he's got his hands full with his opponent.
And then later on tonight in our main event, we have CLAS in Reno versus Turbo Test. What a great main event, Fernando.
You said it, Chris. Honestly, everybody loves Turbo Test, and everybody despises CLAS in Reno.
They do.
I can't wait to see what this meeting of the minds is going to be like.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow, and look at the effects of the lights that are strobing in time to Thunder's music. That is really something else.
This is the first time we've seen Thunder since his loss at Locked In.
And you know, folks, he took some time to reestablish his goodwill with the fans.
during our long series of shows at the New Mexico State Fair, Chris. Now, thing is, those weren't anything that you would actually be seeing on television, but Thunder really was going out of his way to show exactly how much the fans meant to him. And with somebody who is our longest reigning heavyweight champion, you really can't give his word, his heartfelt word, any kind of short shrift,
no.
Chris.
And I mean, we got to see him help Hobo Hank out in the steel cage at the Rio Rancho Event Center. And the crowd seems to be behind Thunder once again.
Oh, as you see, they've been willing to chant after him because, you know, I knew him as the mighty Thunder before he had that change of heart that really made him such a despicable champion.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's great to see him back in that form that the fans love, Chris.
It is, it is. Oh, here we go. Bryan Idol, like we said, from the NWA.
The looks that kill himself. He really is an excellent performer. We saw him actually get the better of our very own Turbo Tony during the Locked In show. But, you know, it was crazy to see, and we shall see how he fares against our most recent champion.
Absolutely. It's going to be quite the matchup here. Referee Carlos checking for any kind of foreign object or anything that could be used as an advantage. I mean, I'm not really sure who would do that. I'm not speculating that in any way, shape, or form, but who knows?
Exactly, Chris. Now we see the fact that Thunder is there riling the crowd up, and Bryan Idol is having none of it. But you know what? I think the having the fans back on his side is what's going to spell the difference for the former champion.
Could be. I mean, do fans help you win a match? Oh, Thunder with a little bit of agility.
Wow. Yep. Outmaneuvering his opponent. So we'll see if they're actually going to be able to have a lockup here. If Thunder is going to be playing the mind games that he's normally so used to, but in this case, simply showing up the talented Bryan Idol.
Yeah. Oh.
Wait a minute. With a go behind. Waistlock takedown, and he's riding him on the mat, gets him into the front chancery, brings him over, Chris, into a pinfall. Wow, okay, so...
quite the exchange by Bryan Idol, very impressive.
Yeah, you can clearly see the wrestling background that this man had. Getting him into the side headlock, Chris, really wrenching it in there. And you see the size of the arms on Bryan Idol. That cannot be fun to have squeezing your head.
Sadly, the underhanded maneuvers of Bryan Idol overshadow the actual technical skill that he does have as a wrestler.
Right you are, Chris. And as Thunder takes it back into a top wrist lock, they go into a little bit of a test of strength. Oh, he's going for the cheap shot. Thunder wasn't having it. Big right hand sends Bryan Idol to the mat. And you see quite clearly from the look of pain on his face, he was not expecting that right upside his head. Trying again with the fist. He is no match, it seems, for the mighty Thunder, Chris.
Those are some thunderous right hands, that's for sure.
Indeed.
Oh,
wow.
Up and over and out.
Lining him right out of the ring like yesterday's garbage, Chris.
I like exactly all those things you just said.
That's right.
Thunder to the floor, taking it outside the ring. Not so sure this is a great idea because Idol will to use any advantage. You could use that cameraman right there as advantage. Who knows?
You are not wrong, Chris, but you know what? Considering his recency as just being a real disregarder of the rules of professional wrestling that Thunder was, I mean, I don't think he would be too far afield if he was willing to take it to Bryan just that same way.
Man, I just got to see the Pro View replay of Bryan Idol flying out of the ring and flopping down on the floor, which was amazing.
Wow. Really, and he's in a daze from this wind-up. Oh, and he does not want any more of those hands. Is he calling for a timeout? There's no timeout. Well, unless you're Valak Vile. But I think he's literally the only one who's been able to enact a true physical timeout in wrestling, Chris.
Wow. Sent to the corner. Oh.
Although, you know,
Idol comes out the hard way.
With that big forearm to the back of Thunder's head. Looks the kill. He's feeling good about himself. He's feeling confident. And you can never say that Bryan Idol has lacked in the confidence department.
No, you cannot. I got to wonder, though, Thunder being the champion, once you lose that title, Fernando, that hunger comes back. When you're used to being the champion, you get all of the accolades and all of the perks, the tables around town. You know, you get to walk in and eat right away. You get used to that. So I'm wondering how long before Thunder is back in the title picture, Fernando.
You know, I don't think he would ever be far from it, Chris, because as you just said, membership does have its privileges.
Sure does.
And I'm sure Thunder is probably missing it, but you know what? I'd say he was missing the adulation of the fans just a little bit more.
Yeah, I bet. I don't know. What's more, fan favorite or champion? Who knows?
Because we got to see exactly how he felt during the state fair shows, Chris.
Okay.
But it's only the DCCW faithful seeing this on television now who really get to see how that plays out.
I mean, for him to go and do shows that aren't on television makes me think maybe he has that hunger, he has that desire. He wants to get back in the ring, get more reps, get back to that title picture.
You really said it as succinctly as possible there, Chris. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow. Bryan Idol with that dreaded butterfly suplex. You get in those double underhooks, and then you leverage somebody over. You get the impact of the suplex. You get the wrenching of the shoulders, the arms, the elbows. It just really is an underrated move to really put a hurting on your opponent, Chris.
Oh, and he's working on the back.
He's dropping those vile knees.
Calculated.
Oh, man, yeah. And then he's following it up with an elbow, and you drop that elbow. You see, Bryan Idol is not a small man, and he knows exactly how to make that point. Oh, wow.
He's choking him. He's got a 5 count, referee Carlos.
Illegal choke, both hands around the throat, thumbs pressing into the trachea of Thunder.
You see, fans, even though Bryan Idol tried to call a timeout, there is no time limit in wrestling, unless it's our MVD fast match. But in this match, there are no time limits right now, unless we have a special match that has a time limit. So Bryan Idol can take his time, wear down Thunder, and win this match. And it seems to be that the slow pace favors Bryan Idol right now.
You certainly said it, Chris, because you think the newly energized Thunder is going to have more of a dynamic approach to his wrestling, so to speak. And Bryan Idol actually being able to take those shortcuts, slow things down, make the pace a little more deliberate during the match. Yeah, and
you see Thunder, he's grabbing for it, you know.
Oh yeah, Thunder, he has been in the ring for a very, very long time. We've talked about those guys who've been doing it over the course of 4 different decades.
Yeah.
That would be Thunder amongst that club, Chris.
You see, and a veteran like Thunder, you wouldn't think that he would grab that back, even though it hurts. Usually a lot of times you don't want to telegraph that for your opponent and let them know that it actually hurts, because then they know that what they're doing is working. So it's kind of weird to see that, but wow, look at this.
Wow, going for the octopus stretch is one Bryan Idol.
I have not seen that in a long time.
You really haven't, Chris, nor have I. You see exactly how much that has got to hurt. Pinioning the neck and shoulder just right there, just in the juncture of the legs. He's pulling the arm back. You see him twisting the wrist. Is he pulling the fingers as well of the Mighty Thunder?
You know, not since Dr. Octopus and Tecmo Wrestling have I seen it, but little joint manipulation. You know, like I said, he's wearing Thunder down. Uh-oh,
wait,
hold on.
Now, hang on a minute there, Chris. Were you making a reference to Tecmo World Wrestling and Dr. Gildo?
Dr. Gildo, sorry.
Because that may be one of the, you have nothing to apologize for, my friend. That is one of the coolest references I think I have ever heard.
You are correct.
And such a deep pull.
Right.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the action. You see here, oh, my goodness, the agility of Bryan Idol as he leapfrogs Thunder.
Oh.
And then underestimating the agility of Thunder.
I don't think he caught all of that, but it was enough to take Bryan Idol down.
That it was, because Thunder, he is definitely
Wait a minute, Thunder's going to go up top here? This is not, since his younger days, familiar territory for Thunder.
Right you are, Chris. Now we shall see it, because, I mean, I think we've seen him drop that elbow before.
Oh.
And it has ended more than one match
okay,
here. DCCW,
2 count.
Was that a 3 count?
No.
Wow. You saw referee Carlos's hands. It looked like that was the 3. And you see Thunder. He's feeling it, calling out to the crowd for the support to feel energized from that as Bryan Idol is just on his hands and knees.
See on that ProView replay, that elbow off the top.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
Oh, and look, he's got the one. Oh, wait a minute.
We have Ronan. Ronan is here.
The man known as the Ronin. He is the last wanderer wandering his way onto the stage, Chris.
Wait a minute. We know that is allied with Robles.
That he is.
And he was locked in with Saleh Taylor.
He's got a hand in the air.
Oh, Bryan Idol taking advantage here.
And that does it.
Wow.
Bryan Idol getting a cheap roll-up win over the mighty Thunder, and it's all thanks to Ronan.
Yeah, I mean, what a sad state of affairs. Thunder's first match after his title loss at Locked In, and he's cost the match by another one of the MK Army, Ronan.
Well, Chris, it looks like they may have ended up losing the heavyweight championship, but I would say that their influence is still being felt. Oh, my goodness.
So this has to be some sort of retaliation by Robles for what Thunder did at Locked In. He refused the help of the MK Army to take down Hobo Hank, and it cost him the title, and it cost him the support of the MK Army. So I got to think that's some sort of retaliation, don't you think?
I do not disagree with you for a moment, Chris, because, you'd see what on earth other reason could the Ronin have for making his way into the ring.
We have a lot of questions. We have no idea.
None whatsoever. So many questions, so few answers. But you know what, fans? Please stay tuned. We've got our main event right around the corner, and you're going to want to see how it all shakes out.
It's Class in Reno versus Turbo Test.
Oh, my goodness. And what happens during a Turbo Tony match, Chris? I think we have a guest making his way to the booth.
That's right, and we're about to see the roof blow off this building. Let's take it to the ring with Adam Merrick.
I don't know about you guys, but I am very pumped for our next match. We saw the opener tag match kill it. Let's see how this one does. The following match is scheduled for one fall.
Oh, and I think we've got ourselves a little bit of a banger to look forward to here, fellas.
I hear what you're saying.
You have no idea.
Wow, and just so you folks know, we have been joined in the commentary booth by the legendary Dan Mayfield. Welcome back to the booth, buddy.
Being accompanied to the ring by Zamaya.
This is going to be exciting.
At a combined weight of 458 pounds.
I think we're having technical difficulties with Dan's microphone right now.
The team of Devin Reno and Christopher Landon Anthony Streeter CLAS.
Class in Reno getting in the ring.
And it looks like they're being joined by the fearsome Zamaya.
We saw her at Locked In.
Yeah, that we did. She was accompanying Jade Money Monroe, and she actually put in an appearance during the extravaganza on Museum Hill. She's just all over the place.
Dan, you were not at Locked In. You missed that one.
I did miss that one. I think I had a pretty good excuse for missing that one. I was with Turbo Tony. We were wrestling at the World's Fair. We were doing 3 weeks of the World's Fair of high temperature, high action wrestling by Gate 8.
Sorry, Dan. We're still having a little technical difficulties with Dan's microphone.
It certainly looks like that is the case, Chris. But you know what? In the meantime, we get to see these guys. Boy, Class in Devin Reno. If you saw during the Locked In show, I ended up on a little bit of the receiving end of their wrath after their match, Chris.
Let's see if we got some action on this. That microphone's working.
There we go.
Okay.
Now we got him.
All right.
Okay. I think mine's a little high now. All right, there we go.
We got the microphone.
It's time for Turbo Test.
Oh, look at this. What do we have here? And the fans have come alive. Look at this, guys. They're all on their feet. I don't see anybody sitting down.
No, the roof has just blown off the building.
I don't see that roof anymore, Chris.
You said a mouthful, Dan. Wowzers. Oh, and hey, folks, you know, Wow, you see them there? They've got those belts. They've got aspirations of championship gold, and I am here for it, fellas.
You have no idea. Turbo Tony has been in the gym 8 days a week, 9 days a week, working really hard. Turbo Tony has been in the gym every day at 5 a.m. He doesn't leave until 7 p.m. That kidney belt is probably the hardest working kidney belt in the business right now. Wow.
Well, Dan, you missed Locked In, where Joe Ruda debuted the new red and green chili tag team belts. And I've got to say, I've said that Sky High might be one of the favorites. I have to think Turbo Test is the favorite to win those belts.
I saw some Turbo Test fans here tonight. There are signs in the audience tonight for Turbo Test.
That's right, guys. That was, the fans, I don't think I've seen any tag team combination cause the fans to rise to their feet as one as much as Turbo Test. And folks here, you see those new tights being worn by one Turbo Tony. He's wearing black and yellow in honor of the Renault F1 racing team. Now, Dan, you're an enthusiast for the race just as much as Turbo Tony.
This is what Turbo Tony and I talk about. So, for those not in the know, my microphone's going in and out again there. For those not in the know, very, very famous racing driver named Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, yeah. F1.
He raced for Renault. He is out of Formula 1. I am just not hearing myself. Here we go.
There you go.
Very, very famous Formula 1 driver is now out of the sport. Unfortunately, in and out of this microphone. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, we're about to get ready. The ring. Those tights are pretty awesome.
But those Renault tights are pretty sexy on Turbo Tony.
But Class in Reno, no slouches. Let's not right away, discount them. They are two.
Oh, I'm
great
totally
wrestlers.
discounting them right off the bat. Are you kidding?
Right, well,
they are discounted before they even start. Fernando. Those two guys don't have a chance.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what you're thinking. Don't discount them. Look at those two chumps.
Wow. Honestly.
You think they can beat the 12, 14, 67-inch pythons there that Turbo Tony?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Test have this is not going to happen.
Class in Reno haven't. They've lost some matches. They've won some matches. They're no slouches.
Wow, and just look at that whole new color scheme going on with Turbo Tony.
Yeah.
That yellow and black, it's really a dynamic look. You see the matching colors from Tommy Test.
Well,
And
the cool thing
part
too.
of that,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry about that. The hard part about that was that he realized that his favorite drivers in Formula 1 were from the 90s.
Okay.
And they were racing for Renault in the 90s.
Ah.
And that would be Fernando Alonso. That would be,
Hey, that's me. Wait, no.
the other Fernando.
Oh, gotcha.
The cooler Fernando.
Ah, dang it.
Okay.
And so Tony had to switch up his colors to find out. Tony's going through some personal things and finding out who he really is.
Awesome.
Wow.
And he's really understanding now that the Red Bull Tony is not the Tony of today. That may be the Tony of yesterday.
A little bit of show of appreciation between the two tag teams of their partners. Since Turbo Test has gotten together, they've started wrestling not only all over New Mexico, but all over the United States as well.
They were just at the World's Fair.
Wow.
In Toronto for like 3 weeks straight, wrestling the best in the world there in the heat by Gate 8 at the World's Fair. It was kind of a big deal for them.
Wow.
And
Wait a
Tony
minute.
and I were talking.
I think we see Joel Ruda, who we know has been scouting competition here in Duke City Championship Wrestling, out here for this match. Do we know who he's scouting?
No, but he's got a belt for him.
He's got the tag belts.
Yeah, that's wow. I really would not have expected that, but you know what? It's perfectly understandable that he would, because I mean, when it comes to absolute unadulterated tag team talent, you're really not going to see any bigger luminaries in this ring than Turbo Test and Power and Privilege.
Wow.
So I was talking to Tony about that, and he was saying over the last 6 weeks or so, he was kind of thrown in there with Test, right? Like they were friends, but then they were thrown into the ring together because they out of necessity.
Oh, okay.
And now they have become like brothers, and they really trust each other in ways that he's never trusted anybody else, he tells me. And Tony says that the trust they have, it's really like a twin-like bond where, like, you hear twins talk about how they can, like, almost sense each other's thoughts. he feels like he can sense Tommy's thoughts
And
throughout the day now. They've been training together that much.
Tommy Test with Reno, collar and elbow tie-up. Reno takes Test to the corner.
comes back. Oh,
okay.
wow. And, well, I mean, to be 100% fair, you cannot underestimate the power of one Devin Reno. I mean, looking at both him and Class, I mean, these guys just look like a pair of bronze statues. I mean, feel how you actually will about what a pair of rotten dudes they are.
I say they look like creator wrestlers.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It looks like they spent about 45 more seconds on Class than they did Devin Reno, because that dude is clearly default.
They added hair.
Maybe one or two random tattoos.
I think you have to unlock the hair with the bonus codes.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well, yes.
Tommy just tossing him over his back.
And with the powerhouse that is Tommy Test, I mean, honestly, how are you going to be able to resist that? And go ahead.
Oh, I think this is the wear him down strategy Tony was telling me about.
Oh, wow.
The total just take them to the mat, let them run themselves out, let them jump in the air all day long, and let them wear themselves out. Tony and Tommy.
Oh, wow. Wow,
that
was like an explosion in our headphones, fellas.
One-arm body slam. But the whole strategy for tonight was they wanted to see Class and Reno just get worn out. And there's an example of that telepathic ability that I think Tony's been talking about, that he just knew right away that Tommy was coming.
Hey, wait a minute. Is Class wearing Tommy 2 Scoops' headband?
It looks like it.
Slams Tony into him.
He unlocked another accessory.
Wow. I think he would have saved his microtransaction money. He's going to need it for medical care after that. Wow.
Wow, and Turbo Test just cleaning house. Oof.
Looks like Tony needs a little bit of help in that corner there.
Okay,
and needs to reach for Tommy. Tommy's doing all he can in the other corner to give him the long arm, but Tony's got
Oh, wow. Joe Ruda just literally handing a fan one of the title belts to hold.
What?
I just saw it right there in the front. See the fan right there holding the red belt.
Oh, you're not
Tommy,
kidding.
is he just going to throw him?
Then the fans just get a feel for what that championship gold is like and why everybody comes in, guys.
Turbo Test via demolition.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got Joel Ruda bringing the lovely Amelia to ringside. What is going on?
This is 100% that telepathic connection that Tommy and Tony have.
Man.
I mean, I can't really argue with you there, Dan. These two really seem to know each other, and it was just a friendship and partnership forged in iron.
No, it's forged over ayahuasca in a Panamanian jungle.
Quick tag by Reno, or by Class.
Wow, just fire up the Victrola, and you really want to make things happen here between these two.
Tommy not aware that the tag has been made.
Hitting that shoulder block that just sent Devin Reno just spiraling to the ground. And this one, Mr. Christopher Landon Anthony Streeter, trying his luck with the iron jaw of Tommy Test.
He's trying. He's just making Tommy Test mad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Look at Tony just smiling.
Oh, no. Here comes the straps.
And you look at that neck on Tommy Test.
That neck shows that he's been really working out.
Really. So like a package of hot dogs back there, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the 2 fingers up. It's not just the one. He's got him with that big shoulder block. You know that Class can't be feeling anything but mad after that.
He wants to put Reno down hard over and over and over again.
Seriously. Oh, and Devin Reno comes up ringside. He's trying to take a cheap shot. Blocked by Tommy Test. Brought into the ring the hard way. Wow. Oh, flexing right into Maya's face.
Wait a minute.
And hey, hang on a second.
How did that?
Some dirty distraction. Oh, did she just punch Tommy Test in the face?
Yeah, she's punching him right in the hip.
Oh, and look at that. We've
3
got
on 1 there.
Joel Ruda was trying to get the referee's attention in the midst of this. And just while Tommy Test was getting mauled. Wow. And you see the fans are not happy with that.
Quick tag, Reno and CLAS.
Trying to keep the ring cut off.
Tony's looking a little upset over there, reaching out, just can't quite get there.
Yeah,
Wow.
he wants to touch hands.
Reno mocking Turbo Tony.
Wow. And that is, oh, what? Does he want to tag?
Tony's just like waving it off. Tony knows that Tommy's got this.
He has no time for the foolishness of Devin Reno.
Tony knows that these guys are just clowns. And we don't know what CLAS was doing there with his tassels.
Was he putting Tommy Test's headband down the front of his pants?
Possible. I try not to look at that stuff.
You know, honestly, he really should just change his name to Christopher Robin Anthony Streeter.
Joel Ruda looks on. He's pointing at both tag teams, not sure who he's looking at here.
I think it's just too much action for even him to handle.
Yeah.
Could be.
I mean, you see here, he's obviously probably wanting to scout both of these tag teams, but how can you really get a good read on it when these guys just keep breaking the rules?
It's hard to tell. I mean, maybe that's what Joel Ruda wants. I don't know. I tried to talk to him before this whole event, and he was like, no. He keeps everything very close to the vest. That's for sure.
That is true.
Tony's, for the first time, Tony's like wanting to be back in on the action. I think he really wants to help out Tommy here.
Of course, he can tell the the injustice being carried.
Tommy
punching
spun
his
around.
own partner, ducking out, making him hit his own partner one more time. They were going for and
breaks their little dog.
Breaks
Tony in the air, showing his athleticism here.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Tony's been learning this and practicing this at the World's Fair in Toronto. Wrestling some of the best that Canada had to offer. Now he's bringing these skills back to the U.S.
Very rich wrestling country, Canada.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh,
wow.
cutter.
With that running crusher.
The great Canadian Mountie, I think was.
Wow. That's the Canadian wrestler he went with.
And again, causing a miscommunication. And you know what? Despite all of the stuff going on, all of the cheating by Devin Reno and CLAS, the fact that Turbo Tony and Tommy Test have been able to cause a miscommunication.
Wait a minute, I think that.
Is Tony gonna be able to get off the ropes?
Someone's got the title belt. Title belt's just been slid in the ring.
No way. Hang on a
CLAS.
second.
Jeff the ref didn't see it.
Hey, Joel's trying to get his attention. Can he get him in time? And it looks like
Tony got done dirty.
wow.
Joe Ruda, I believe, was trying to tell Jeff the ref what was going on.
He was doing his damnedest, guys, trying to let Jeff the ref know that just a miscarriage of justice was happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the fans here, the room just got sucked out of the air just got sucked out of the room.
Yeah, there was just a deflation in the audience.
The roof that blew off earlier landed back on the roof of the old Ray.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Wow, that's just disgusting. Let's see on the replay here. Look at that.
Smacks him right in the face with the metal. And that's like 84 karat gold.
That belt's brand new.
Very heavy belts too, fellas.
It's like 79 karat gold, I think.
Turbo Tony and Tommy Test in the middle of the ring. Can't believe what happened just then.
No.
I mean, it's hard to wrestle three people as two. You know, even though you're such a great team as Turbo Test, it's hard to wrestle three people.
That's right, especially when one is just gunning for you anytime your back is turned, fellas. That really was not a, that just had to be a tough loss for Turbo Test. And just so you know, that
wait a minute. Hold on, they're going to say something here.
Can we go back to the ring? We have Fred Slow coming in.
The commissioner.
Now, co-owner of Duke City Championship Wrestling, Fred Slow, is making the ring. What could he possibly have to say, guys?
I think he saw what we saw.
Tony, I was in the back. You had the best ringside view. Tell me what happened out here.
I don't have an explanation.
Does Fred look disappointed to you guys?
Does.
Did you see it coming from CLAS?
Did not. That's not the way I wanted to be introduced to those belts.
And, well, did you see that? Joel looked like he had
Joel
something to
Ruda.
say.
Mr. Ruda.
They're calling for Joe Ruda to get in the ring.
Oh, Mr. Ruda. Looks like he's got something to say.
You're asking if I'm fine. I can't even exit a ring correctly because of what I just saw. You out of your mind? You're worried about my leg. You guys just got screwed. How's your head? Dude. I have been watching this promotion way too damn long.
Okay.
The two of you have the most potential in this entire promotion.
On his point,
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Do you hear them?
Oh, all right. Looking to see if Fred is disagreeing, and it doesn't seem to be the case.
Come on, let's go!
Fred
Pull the
understands.
roof off!
crowd chanting Turbo Test.
Now, as you see, fellas, from my interview with Joel last month,
Now listen,
he had
I
one
don't make
goal
a
in
lot
mind
of
here.
promises in life. What I make are guarantees. And I might be not around for the rest of this year. 2024 in DCCW, might not see Mr. Ruda around here, but 2025, I'll be back full time. And if the two of you haven't got your act together and have got some gold around your waist by then, I swear to God, I'll make it my goal to take the two of you to the top if you'll have me. Because when you roll with Mr. Ruda, you are championship material.
Now,
wow.
Are we seeing a new alliance being formed right in front of our very eyes?
Are they having to talk about this live in the ring?
I'll take a handshake. That's not a commitment.
Okay.
We got time to think about this, but I want you guys to know, if you'll have me, I'll be in your corner.
Wow. Even the odds?
Something to think about.
Well, I guess they just, I mean, it couldn't hurt with everybody else doing this.
I don't hear
with them
anybody
being
saying
outnumbered,
Ruda, it might help them.
having somebody to watch their back.
Even Fred is giving like some kind of a approval in his own way.
Wow.
It's not a commitment.
Here we go.
But I'm here
Oh, there's
for
that
you.
handshake
We'll
making it
talk.
official
I've got my
in
eye
front
on
of like 5,000 fans here at the O-Ray.
Wow. I mean, it's they're willing to give him a shot. Let's see what happens.
All right.
I don't know what we just saw there, gentlemen. I don't know if we just saw the future or the past of Turbo Test here. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, it can't hurt when you have to wrestle against three other people. Having Mr. Ruda in your corner, I mean, we finally get to see some sort of movement from Joel Ruda, Mr. Ruda, whatever you want to call him. We finally got to see some sort of movement in that unbelievable match. It was really sad to see Fernando and Dan such a travesty of justice at the end of that match.
They were robbed. They were robbed.
Yeah.
We all saw it. Mr. Ruda saw that.
Yeah.
And we know exactly what's going on, Chris.
You are not wrong, Dan. Now, the thing is, for that, our main event of episode number 3 of season 3 of Duke City Championship Wrestling didn't turn out the way everybody was hoping. But nevertheless, we get to see perhaps the formation of a new alliance here. And that's going to be something real interesting to see, folks. Now, with that, I suppose that will conclude it before we get on to episode number 4. Now, Mr. Dan Mayfield, we would like to thank you so much for your time here in the booth. It is always a pleasure to have you.
It's always great to see you guys. And thanks for letting me just share everything that is Turbo Tony and all the hard work he's been putting into this.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
He's been training literally like 14 hours a day.
Wow.
And when he's not training, he's eating and pooping. That's all he's doing. That's
Wow.
it. That is it. That is his whole life right now.
Perhaps a little bit more info than we needed at the end of the show, but it never goes unappreciated. So that's going to wrap it up for episode 3, folks. From Mr. Dan Mayfield, from the mayor of downtown, Chris Burnett, and myself, Dr. Fernando Gonzalez, we would like to wish you a pleasant evening. Thanks for making it out, and we will see you on the next episode.
Matches, guys.